think you're crazy when you start having these suppressed memories because nobody's talking about it. But there are definitely more people that are experiencing this
Mhm.
because we are going through this global awakening. The frequency is rising, which means suppressed memories of a lower frequency will come up for
Mhm.
more people. And I feel this may be just an intuitive download that you are one of the first to speak on this, but you're definitely not going to be alone. There's going to be more and more people,
Mhm.
and they're going to be encouraged by people like you, people finding this podcast, your videos, and they're going to be, they may even be triggered by some of the stuff you're saying, and then they're going to start to like see their own memories again.
I did not move through this smoothly from the start. It was I was in complete and utter denial for the first at least like 3 days probably, because there was a lot of pain. I was doing an anger release ceremony and I had a bunch of pain come up in my body, and it was really really intense pain, and I was guided not to go to an urgent care or go to a doctor and to just be with it. And so that's where I started asking questions, and I started asking what this pain was from, why it was coming up. And so I received answers such as Nancy's not my biological mother, etc. And for the first few days, my mind felt like it was splitting in two. Like I was not accepting what was being told to me at all. I was trying to find every sort of avenue to talk my way out of it, to tell me that this is actually manipulating me, that like something's telling me, I was getting flashbacks to that red dragon and the schizophrenia type episodes of something feeding me completely false information. And so that was an experience. Like I was fully splitting in two. And I literally felt it was like, if this goes further, I might actually have to go to a mental hospital. Like I might not know what to do and I might actually snap. And so my only option at that point was to accept what my soul and my higher self was telling me and what these memories were showing me. And as soon as I did that, it mended, and it was splitting and it came back together. And then I started having the body experiences. I started having the visceral experiences of having a memory, getting a visual, and then having energy come up out of my body and having to throw up or having to purge or having to cry, and getting tremors, having to lay down in bed, heat and hot and cold, all of that stuff.
Because you're constantly trying to tell yourself that you're crazy. But
Mm-hmm.
these puzzle pieces fit so perfectly, they fit way better than anything that you could have ever fabricated. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot deny it anymore when you see it.
Mm-hmm. Have
And
you
yeah,
do you feel
yeah,
like
sorry.
I feel like that's the biggest aspect of my discernment process. And that's what's showed me where my discernment is true, is like the confirmation I get from synchronicity. It's like I'll hold discernment, I'll hold information, and then I'll receive information multiple days later, weeks, even months later. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's exactly what I was discerning. That's exactly the way that I was feeling. And so then I use that as the scientific indicator. It's like that's the feeling that I need to remember when I'm discerning. And that's the feeling that I need to be constantly working through to then be able to get into the space of just knowing, like, when this person's in front of me talking, saying something, they're actually embodying something different. And now I just trust that discernment. So it's like, oh, yeah, this person's clearly connected into that, very clearly connected into that, and they're pretending like they're not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that reminds me, like you'll see these memes often online, like, and they mean it's not like bad. It's they don't mean it in a bad way. They try to be funny, but it's like, oh yeah, come pick me up, spaceship.